And in this case, we're talking about ammonium nitrate crystals that are tied to Terry Nichols and Timothy McVeigh and to the bombing, right?
Well, you know what we're talking about is an individual who found those crystals, and at the time he found them, I thought it was a very brilliant find. He worked very hard. He's a very good man. I worked side by side with him. He'd been my student, and I was very pleased and amazed that he found the crystals. As time went on, and I realized that he had not told the truth while under oath, I began to wonder if it was too amazing a situation. In other words, what happened is once I read his testimony and saw what he was saying was wrong, it's just not right, and he knew it wasn't right, then it cast doubt on anything else he did have to say there. And so, where did those crystals come from? Now, I can't imagine them having come from contamination. I couldn't imagine before that anybody put them on that piece of material on which they were found, but there were some questions about them that a scientist would ask. It was unreasonable that they'd be there. It was kind of fortuitous that he found them, or was it fortuitous? What I'm saying, the short of it is, because he did not tell the truth under oath, that cast reasonable doubt in my mind as to where those crystals actually came from.
Is this the only evidence, the assertions by this agent, is this the only evidence of an ammonium nitrate bomb in Oklahoma City, or are there other things that point to that same conclusion?
Well, one thing you've got is blast damage. But there are so many different types of explosives that it could have caused the same blast damage that you have to narrow it down to what kind of explosive was it. Another thing that points towards the use, but in a sort of a circuitous way, if you will, in an inappropriate way, is, well, the people we think are guilty can be associated with ammonium nitrate. Well, we're not supposed to go about it that way. Finally, the chemist has to tell you what the explosive was, if that's possible. The trace analyst has to tell you. An explosives engineer is not going to be able to tell you that because there are so many, there are tens of thousands of types of explosives out there. And there's so many explosives that could have caused the same damage. So, it was a very important piece of information. And I wasn't there at that trial to say that ammonium nitrate wasn't found on that piece of that item. I was there to say to the trier of fact, there is reason to doubt the credibility of this information. Simply, this man did not tell the truth under oath before.
You mentioned that what you call in your writings working backwards. That
yes.
is, well, we're pretty sure that this guy and this guy did it, and it seems like we found a receipt for some fertilizer at this guy's house, so it must have been a fertilizer bomb that went off in front of the building. Is that accurate?
Sure, you've got it right there. And there's various and sundry things going on, like folks rewriting your reports without your knowledge or authorization or whatever.
And that happened to you?
Yes, those things are troubling. That's troubling to me that I have a doctorate in chemistry and a fellow with a degree in political science who has no scientific training or expertise at all can, for 5 years, rewrite my reports without my knowledge or authorization.
Did you not find out about this until the end of the 5 years? Or you found out halfway through?
It was about 1993 that came out. In that particular situation, a technician of mine had carried some stuff over to the fellow, and the guy said, I don't care what he wrote, I'm going to fix it anyhow. Well, that was astonishing, so I just went to all my reports I'd written for him and found out he'd altered them all.